Hello and welcome to Hedgewitch Hearthcraft. I'm Caitlin Rhiannon, and I would just like to really thank you for joining me on this very first ever YouTube monthly forecast for June 2020. I'm going to be pulling a tarot card and an oracle card for every sign of the zodiac. So follow along and tune into whatever your sun sign is to get an idea of kind of what the general energy of the month is going to look like for you and how you can best work with that energy or within that energy to get through the month in the best way possible. Since it's Gemini season, I would like to start with our lovely Geminis and then work our way around the wheel of the zodiac following them. So Gemini, your tarot card for the month of June is the Six of Chalices reversed. So this shows a lot of emotional reflection and paying attention to what really matters, especially like emotional values and where those are concerned. So you're looking at what the person that you used to be and what used to matter to you and feelings maybe that you used to have for people, for yourself, for life in general. And you're recognizing what doesn't really click anymore, what just kind of is sitting in your life but not doing anything for you or encouraging anything within you. And you're recognizing where maybe that stagnation has been. So there's some addressing of that and a willingness coming over the month to release some of that and let the new stuff come in. So letting go of the old and recognizing what is no longer really serving you, especially on that emotional level. The oracle card that I've drawn for you is the Virgo card. So there's some paying attention to beyond the surface happening. There's a lot of, for Gemini, you're already a really, mentally driven sign, but we've got this analytic, sometimes really anxious Virgo energy that is just, you're paying attention to all the details. You're making sure that the loose ends are tied up. You're keeping things neat and tidy and starting to put things into neat and tidy little boxes, which emotionally doesn't always work. But when it comes to prioritizing and addressing your values, that can really help with this clearing out and cleansing of your own personal energy. So there you go, Gemini. There's some Six of Chalices reversed and a little bit of Virgo energy to help carry you through the month. So Cancer, here is your tarot card for the month of June 2020. You get Nine of Wands. So there's some defensiveness going on right now. Over the next month, it might feel like the world is kind of against you, like you need to just keep fighting, keep pushing. And that's very likely the case. You're going to need to keep driving yourself forward, determined, not backing down. There's a lot of standing up for your values happening over the next month. And it feels like there's probably likely to be a lot of pushback from people who just don't understand, who just do not see things the way that you do. So don't be surprised if you are faced with a little bit of resistance from people who would normally be your support systems. It might feel like you're a little bit on your own over the next month or so. So the oracle card that comes along with this, at first it's the Mercury retrograde card. So at first it's a little bit chaotic, not unfortunate. I don't want to say unfortunate. We see Mercury retrograde and we go, oh no, it's Mercury retrograde. But this gives you a chance to readdress and to slow down and to really think about how you are putting yourself forward, how you are communicating, because clearly, whatever it is, or maybe not clearly, but potentially, whatever it is that you're trying to get forward is just not being understood. So over this next month, because you're in this kind of stuck or tense movement of being able to only take, one slow, staggering step forward at a time, you're given this opportunity to think about maybe the way that you're trying to move forward isn't the way that is best for you to move forward. So you're given a chance to sort of reassess and determine how you want to take your next steps, rather than trying to take the same steps that you have been taking for the last however long you've been dealing with this Nine of Wands energy. So the Mercury retrograde card here can actually really help to shift up that stuckness and help to straighten out your movement forward. All right, Leo, your tarot card for the month of June is Temperance reversed. Now, the reversal of Temperance, I find, is usually a pretty gentle reversal as far as they go, but it does still mean disconnection. And that can be disconnection from your spiritual self, from your intuitive self, those inner parts of you, but especially emotional. I find that that's usually what usually happens when Temperance reverses. Is it's just feelings, and unpredictable feelings, and overwhelming feelings, and being out of touch while also overwhelmed by them at the same time. So you're not able to fully process or connect or understand what all of this emotional movement is, but it's happening. And because you're not able to integrate with it, it's not happening in the most, or it may not be happening in the most helpful of ways. But the oracle card that we've drawn for you is the Moon card. So this tells you to recognize that this is a cycle. This is a phase. This is something that will shift and pass and maybe come back, and that's okay. These are feelings. They move. They flow like water. You just let them, as you know, it's easy to say, harder to do, but let it flow through you and take what works and release what doesn't. And if you try and hold on to it, it gets poisonous. If you don't let it come, you run dry. So there's that sense of balance, but a reminder with that moon, that lunar message, that this is a cycle. You might be feeling really empty right now, but the fullness will come because you are feeling empty. If you're feeling really full or overwhelmed, the emptiness, the emptying out and pouring out, that will come too. But it might take until you reach that maximum capacity before you can essentially spill yourself back over. And Virgo, your tarot card for the month of June is the Queen of Swords. So there's some deeper mental connections going on for you now. I know that Virgo can be a little bit of a more anxious or nitpicky sign. So this is a really nice card for you, because if everything is not neat and tidy and ordered, it is in a way that it is okay. You're able to control what you need to control and let go of what you can't control. So there's a good sense of being able to delegate what is not up to you to deal with. You're not worried about that. The upright Queen of Swords is just so very secure and stable in your mind and in what you know and in what you have. And there's a sense of comfort of being connected to the world, while also really knowing your boundaries and reinforcing your boundaries. So Virgo, that is really, really good for this month, having that sort of sense of knowing what you need to do in order to move forward. Things are kind of neat and tidy, maybe a little bit precarious, but they are balanced. Your oracle card, so working within all of this, is the 6th house card. So this is kind of just the reminder to stay to your structures, to your routines and your schedules. And even if it feels like, things are starting to get a little bit boring, a little bit run of the mill, spice them up a little bit, but stick to doing what's working, because it is working. So this can be, some people can view this as it's the mundane house of the astrological houses. It's the one that, some astrologists don't like to see it as relating to the outside world or external elements as much. But this sense of structured routine is what you can build everything else on top of. All right, Libra, your tarot card for the month of June 2020 is the Two of Pentacles reversed, which for a sign whose symbol is literally the scales can be a little bit of an uncomfortable thing to be dealing with, because this takes that balance and that stability that you so crave and require, and it throws it all up into the air, and it just adds a little bit of an element of chaos and juggling and not really knowing where things are going to land, especially in relation to material concerns, things like money, things like school, your physical self, things that are going on with your home, and all of the things that you can reach out and touch. And this suggests that over the next month, you have no idea how those things are going to go. Someone else has tossed the coin, another person has called it, and you don't know how it's going to land or how that's going to affect you. But the oracle card that comes along with this is the Pisces card. And this is about trust. This is about faith in your feelings and connecting to your emotional self and allowing yourself to just flow, to be okay with not knowing how things are going to end, because however that is, it's going to be for your best interest. How between here and there is another story, but the Pisces card is about fluidity and sensing your feelings and listening to them to guide you along to what you need. Scorpio, your tarot card for the month of June is the Seven of Chalices reversed. So with this one, there comes a sense of kind of a waking up from a dream or from your dream states, recognizing reality in the middle of illusions, and being able to pick out, determining what is a daydream and what is the truth. You are probably going to be seeing situations a little bit more clearly over the next month, and also recognizing people for more of who they really are and less of what they are trying to present themselves as. So this can be a little bit uncomfortable because it's kind of like taking off the rose-colored glasses, but it's also really helpful because even though it might even feel like there are doors being closed or options that you're missing out on or opportunities that are being lost right now, the fact is that those doors are closing because those aren't paths that would really lead you towards your highest good. The oracle card that comes along with this month is the Cancer card. So you're being told to feel your feelings, and I know that you probably don't want to do that, because Scorpio energy is such a deep and sometimes really dark energy that going deep into your feelings can pull you into that dark place. It can be really uncomfortable. It can be really stingy. But because of the reversed Seven of Chalices, the odds of being drawn into nightmare state is really slim. You're able to see things clearly. That means that you're able to feel your feelings without being controlled by them. So this is a really good opportunity for you to connect with your emotional self without becoming drowned in those emotional waters. Sagittarius, your tarot card for the month of June is the Knave of Wands reversed. So you're probably going to be spending a lot of the month trying to figure out what to do with yourself, what to do with your energy, how to direct it, what you want to do with it. There might be some missing creative energy over the next month too, especially like a desire to create, to manifest something, to grow something, to make art in some way, and just no real understanding or focus of how to make that happen. It's like looking in every direction and knowing, I want to go somewhere, but not knowing which way to go. So there is a sense of being really ungrounded over the next month and a little bit burnt out. The oracle card message for this month is the Libra card. So Try and maintain as much balance as you possibly can between yourself and other people, between your personal life and your work life, and your spiritual self and your emotional self and your mental self, yourself versus your family, all of those different areas of your life. It's about very carefully maintaining that balance. And the thing about balance is we fall in and out of balance constantly. It's not something that you just get and then you keep. You have to work to maintain that balance. It's usually a constant movement. And again, you're probably gonna fall off that tightrope once or twice before you make it all the way across in one go. So be patient with yourself and give yourself the time to reset. All right, Capricorn, your card for the month of June 2020 is the Nine of Swords. So there's probably some anxiety over the next month, especially coming from feeling trapped or feeling stuck, feeling like you are dealing with an impossible situation and constant pressure and constant negative feedback and criticism, both from other people and probably from yourself. So there's just this feeling of not being able to move forward because there is so much to deal with and a lot of risk of beating yourself up over that, because it's not likely that you're going to be able to achieve all of the tasks on your plate this month. That's part of the stress that comes along with this card. There's a lot of self-doubt and potentially even like right down to self-hate because of not feeling like you're being as productive or as accomplished as you should be this month. However, the Oracle card is actually really positive. It's the Sun card. So you've got a really strong opportunity over this month to get to know who you are as a person again, to re-identify what matters to you, your deeper values on material levels and on more deeper internal, emotional, spiritual, mental levels. And it's despite the really heavy, anxious, and stressful and unfortunate energy that comes with the Nine of Swords, the Sun card really helps to, it almost burns it away and adds a layer of optimism and drive and a little extra passion or kick, a little extra zest that just, this will help you. This basically is telling you that, yeah, you're dealing with some heavy stuff, but you can deal with the heavy stuff. You have that inner fire and that passion and that sense of connection with life itself and life force itself to just deal with it. And if you can't deal with it, then don't deal with it and leave it. Aquarius, your card for the month of June 2020 is the 10 of Pentacles. So this is one of the most positive cards in a tarot deck, as far as I'm concerned. This is about accomplishment and feeling like you are growing into the life that you really want, that you are manifesting and developing the end goals that really, truly sing to your soul. You are building your walls, you are laying your foundation, things are stable, and there is the sense of finally getting to relax and appreciate the life that you have started to develop and manifest. And the Oracle card that comes along with it, like, I know I said that this will be how you can work within that energy, but the Grand Trine means that you don't really need to do a lot of working within this energy. The work is basically being done for you. So that could be because you've done the work already in order to build the 10 of Pentacles to the position that they are at now. And it could just mean that, hey, you're lucky. Either way, you're getting what you want right now. And over this next month, you're probably not going to be faced with as many challenges as you could be. So when you do find them, maybe there's a reason for them being in your life. And also, this is a reminder to probably count your blessings that that's all that you're dealing with right now. All right, Pisces, your tarot card for the month of June 2020 is the King of Wands. So there's some reclaiming authority over your own energy, Awesome. Taking accountability for what you can do, holding yourself accountable, and actually getting it done. So there's a lot more, not necessarily movement, but ability to move, and especially choosing the direction that you are going to be moving. You get to determine what you want to do with yourself, and you're actually able to create and probably start the manifestation progress of what you want on a more creative and sort of in line with what makes your passions burn. Now, the oracle card that comes along with this month is the earth element, which I know is every fish's favorite. I'm being totally sarcastic. So, in case that wasn't completely obvious, the earth element, stay grounded. I know we don't want to do that. Where's the fun in that? You want to be up over here somewhere, not here in the present moment. But yes, over this next month, especially with the charged energy of the King of Wands driving forward, you really want to stay grounded and stay stable in this energy, so that you're not just going all over the place, or all of the energy that you're working on manifesting is just going to be fizzling out. It's going to be like fireworks, and really fun and explosive and maybe beautiful in the moment, but then it's going to be done. So stay grounded, stay stable, so that the things that you are working on bringing into your life can actually stay in your life for a longer and more consistent period. Aries, your tarot card for the month of June 2020 is the Knight of Swords. So there's a lot of movement here in this card. This is setting boundaries, but like clearing things out in a sort of boundaries way. So you might be putting some people at arm's length. You might be cutting some people out of your life entirely over this next month. But your mind is clear. You know what you need to be doing. There's a sense of being really focused and really driven. So try not to rush with this Knight of Swords. You can be a little bit, there's a risk of being a little bit hasty and a little bit, not totally rash, but just a little bit sharp to the way that other people perceive you. And the oracle card that comes along with this is the third house card. So this is about communication and also about the way that other people understand you. So you might be, best to be mindful, Aries, of how you are communicating over the next month, especially with this Knight of Swords card, because yes, you are moving forward. You are communicating clearly and directly and really, really bluntly, and that's great for some people, but some sensitivity might be in order for some others. So with this third house, you're just reminded to be mindful of how you communicate, because other people are going to communicate in different ways from you, and those different ways may work out in your benefit if you're able to connect with them. Taurus, your tarot card for the month of June 2020 is the Three of Swords. So there might be some heartache on the horizon for you, I am sorry to say. This is a really stressful card, so it isn't necessarily direct heartbreak, though that does kind of come along with it often. It's stress overall. It is things that are upsetting and distressing and uncomfortable and heavy, and you might be dealing with a lot of that over the next month. Just feelings in general is probably what this is, and feeling overburdened by them. There's a lot of emotional movement, and you might not want to address those feelings. You might just want to put them on the shelf and leave them there. But now, and especially over this next month, you're not really being allowed to have that break, that time off from your emotional self. It's raining, and you need to deal with the rain. The oracle card that comes along with it is the Black Moon Lilith card. So there's a lot of things that are hidden in this month. But this also tells you to maybe keep yourself a little hidden as well. Keep some secrets. Not everybody needs to know everything going on with you. And this goes both with, if you want to express yourself, make sure that you recognize how far to, when to limit that expression. But also, if somebody is trying to get information out of you that you're not comfortable sharing, this reinforces that message of don't tell them. Keep your secrets, reinforce those boundaries, keep a little mystery. But overall, it more means that there is probably going to be a lot of shadows over this next month, and that ties in with this uncomfortable feelings of your emotions. So unfortunately, a lot of what's going to happen for this month for you, Taurus, is processing, I'm sorry to say. But once this all passes, because it is the Three of Swords, because it is the Black Moon Lilith, once these cards pass, we'll see what happens next month, because there might be, a little extra sunshine for you that some other people just aren't getting. So there are the 12 monthly forecasts for our zodiac signs. At the end of my readings, I do like to pull a card from my Super Attractor deck to get an idea of how I should be focusing my energies, or what sort of energies I should be assimilating with my own. So I've just gone ahead and pulled one to read for everybody who tunes into this video. So you can do what you want with it. You can take the message with you and carry it with you every day for the rest of the month. You can just leave it here. It's totally up to you. The message for this month is: the universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. So that's, process that. Say that out loud if you want. The universe powerfully responds the instant I realign with love. And maybe you can tell me in the comments, what that means to you. To me, it is once, the moment that I fully integrate myself with my loving feelings and the feelings of genuine care and compassion, universe responds. Universe starts to move me forward. That's what that says to me. But what does it say to you? I hope that this reading has been resonant for you, and that it provides, a helpful and relevant compass to just sort of guide you along your path as you take these next steps forward over the next month. Thank you again so much for tuning in and for joining me here. Like the video if it resonated with you. Let me know how that Super Attractor card resonates to you, or what that says to you. Let me know what sang to your soul in the reading. And subscribe to stay connected for more forecasts, for more monthly readings and more weekly readings, and more things like this to come. Thank you so much, and blessed be.